All right, welcome back, everybody. We are set to get started here in the championship game of the Sauk Rapids B tournament. The Proctor Rails facing off against Prairie Center. 15 minutes on the clock. Set to start the first period here. Down into the bottom of the circle, poked away by Gray. Back to the point, clearing attempts held in by Prairie Center. Shot gets deflected wide. Shot in on net, saved by Jace. Draw one by Prairie Center, but now Bria has it. She dumps it into the corner. Tony battling for it there along the half wall. Prairie Center starts out. Shot from just inside the blue line gets blocked. Declan ahead to Tony. Tony takes a look. He's going to keep it. Centering pass to Bria. Bria from the high slot. That shot gets blocked into the corner. Bring attempt. Held in by Bria. Back to Miles at the point. He rifles a shot wide. Garrett holds the zone, forces this in behind. Garrett curls it neutralized. He'll dump this back in on net. Kick save. Max battling for it in the corner now. He gets knocked down from behind. Prairie Center down into the corner. Garrett rubs his end off the puck. Still battling for it near side. Gets it up to the half wall. Taken away. Shot on net. Saved and held onto by Jace. Draw one back by Brecken. Clearing attempt held in. Gray retreats behind his own net. Out the other side, tries to feed Will. Puck does squirt out. Will with an aggressive forecheck there, almost takes the puck away. Prairie Center, shot in on net. Jace is going to cover. Draw one by Brecken over to Matt. Matt retreats behind the net. Starts ahead, sidesteps one, sidesteps another. Ahead to Ruxin, he tips it into the zone. Ruxin and Brecken, forechecking there, clearing attempt. Held in by Matt at the point, he'll dump it back into the corner. Puck squirts out front, Gray has it. Shot from the line, save, rebound off the post. Puck still loose. Prairie Center tries to clear. Gray will hold it in. He's got it at the top of the circle. Down into the slot. Shot over the goaltender. Goal! Gray unassisted on the takeaway. And the Rails have opened the scoring. 1-0. 11:39 left in the first period. Rails have the first lead of the game. Shot by Gray. Stepped up from the point, got right down into the slot. Put it away. Neutral zone draw was won by Prairie Center. That was dumped in by Bria. Puck bounces up over the net. There's a play from the corner from Tony there. Prairie center tries to start back out. Pressure there. Garrett takes it away in neutral ice. Pushes it ahead. Prairie center will dump it back in. They were across the red line, no icing. Chase will settle it down for his defenseman. Miles up through the circle, loses possession. He'll retreat down to the corner to get this. Takes a look as he comes away with it. Link wide pass gets Tony out of the zone. Tony's 2-on-3 as he crosses the blue line. Down into the circle, shot wide. Bria, the first one on it over in the corner. She centers, nobody home. Prairie center at the head of steam out of their own end. Puck knocked away. Garrett battling for it as he ends up at the corner. Able to hold that man off. Centering play. Miles able to help cover up out front. He'll survey. Rink wide again. Gets through the forecheckers and Tony's out. Tony to the middle of the ice. Back to the wall. Pushes this one in behind. Bria has it. She'll send it back to the point for Matt. Matt steps up from the circle. Hard shot. That goes deflected off the goalie. Back to the point. Gray does hold. Backhander towards the slot. Bria with the backhander. That goes wide. It was blocked. Griffin pushes it into the corner from the half wall. Prairie center trying to get out of the zone. They do, but Griffin and Declan combine to take it away. Prairie center circles again out of the zone with the head of speed. Down the hard left side wall. Matt takes his man out. Had a good step on him. No call there. Matt starts back. Out of the zone with speed. Down into the zone. He's past everyone. Hard shot, scores! Coast to coast, unassisted. Takes the puck away on the bump. And he's extended the Rails lead to 2. 9:15 left in the first period. Brecken wins this one. Back to Gray, who dumps it ahead. Griffin battling for it along the wall. Gray steps up, unable to hold the zone, but Brecken will pick this up in neutral ice. Off the Prairie center player. Sends it ahead. Brecken will dump this into the corner. Clearing attempts. Stick lift. Miles with this one. He sends it all the way into the corner. Brecken puts the pressure on down in the corner there. Prairie center curls, tries to clear. Miles comes across, holds it in at the point. He'll shoot from the high slot, tipped wide of the nets. Back up to the point. Miles has it again. He fires this one towards the net. That gets deflected wide. Brecken puts this one off the skate. Squirts out front. Griffin trying to play it there. Max retreats. Prairie center will dump this back down. Well, Jace plays this one up to Garrett. Garrett curls and starts out. He's got support, enters the zone, crosses far side. Far corner, loses possession temporarily, but has it again. Brecken battling in the corner now. Good, neat takeaway there from Miles, and he starts right back. He's got Brecken with him. Miles shrugs the guy off. A shot on net from Miles. Kick save. Puck held in. Brecken now has it. Brecken sidesteps one. Puts this one off a skate wide of the net. Will battling forward in behind. Will with a good stick lift there. He plays it back to the point. Garrett has it at the circle. Ruxin got a piece of that one. Ended up wide of the net. Prairie center will clear. They start into the zone on the far side. Miles clears this one to the wall. Will skates into it. It's got Declan helping him out there. They both lose possession. Shot blocked. Ruxin picks this up and he's out of the zone. Down into the corner. Declan putting pressure on there. Takes his man down. They go down in a heap. Puck in behind. Will thwarts a clearing attempt. Hard one-timer from Garrett on the wall. Deflects wide. Matt couldn't hold the zone there. Declan goes rink wide back to Garrett. They dump it in. Will has possession. Will skates to the middle. Stick lifted. Hands to Ruxin. Ruxin looking for it there. Matt takes it away and neutral ice. He'll retreat back into his own end. Takes a look. Up to Gray. Gray tips this ahead. Ruxin has it again. Ruxin from the circle. Shot off the shoulder and over. Declan plays it back into the corner. Clearing attempt off a stick. Bria comes over. Forces the play to the middle. Prairie Center gets in there. Shot. That whistle's wide. Nifty little play off the wall from Ruxin. Springs Declan. Declan into the zone. Down to the slot. Just loses his handle there. He gets plastered into the end wall. Bria puts a little pressure on there, but Prairie Center does get out. Shot from outside the zone. I don't know if that was in on sides or not. It's like we're going to get a delayed penalty. Declan is going to go to the box. Minor penalty for slashing. We got 5:32 left in the first period. The Rails still ahead by 2, but they'll be down a man for the next minute and a half. Tony's on the draw there. It's one back. At Prairie Center. They'll dump it into the corner. Miles fighting for possession behind the net. He's got it now. Starts out. Chips it ahead. That's through everybody. Icing indicated. Rolls in. And that'll be the call. We'll get reset back in the defensive end, and the Rails will have another face-off with 1:10 left in the minor penalty to Declan. Tony again on the draw. Wins it back to Miles. Miles skates ahead. He'll backhand this one into the zone. Neat takeaway from Tony. He's in behind. Shot off the side of the goalie. That's pinned there before it can go anywhere. Brecken on the draw here. It's won by Prairie Center. He tries to carve hard around the corner. Matt's not going to let him by. Takes that away. Tries to clear. Puck gets to Gray, and he's going to push this out of his zone. 36 seconds left in the minor penalty still. Prairie Center sets up a neutral ice and starts back. Gray has this along the wall. Puck does dump into this corner. Shot attempt in the dot. Kid falls over. Matt tries to clear. He has possession now. He'll chip this out of the zone. Brecken's just going to fire this all the way down for an icing. 4:11 left in the first period. 9 seconds left in the minor penalty to Declan. We'll get a line change and a defensive zone draw to Jace's right. Tony's on the draw here. He wins this back to Garrett. Garrett battling in the corner. Comes away with it. Strip the puck as he tries to sidestep. That shot goes wide. Will steps up. Declan's out of the box. Both teams at full strength. Ruxin in and out of the zone. That'll be offsides. One too many moves at the blue line there. Put them offsides. We got 3:51 left in the first, and we'll get a neutral zone draw here. Declan wins this draw over to Will. Will shoots, saved. Puck held in at the point. Declan pushes this one down into the circle. Bounces around and is finally cleared. Miles takes a look. Goes rink wide. Ruxin picks that one up and starts into the zone. Ruxin from the top of the circle off a shin. Declan now has it. He takes a look. Sidesteps one. Middle of the circle. Bar down. That's a goal from Declan. I believe that was unassisted after the strip. And with 3:19 left in the first period, the Rails are up by 3. Neutral zone draw, one back by Prairie Center. Puck's dumped in. Gray takes the man out there. Matt will rim it around hard. Max tips this out of the zone. Defenseman falls. They're in a foot race now. Prairie Center resetting in their own end. Good poke check from Max. Forces this into the corner. Puck bounces free. Prairie Center will start back out. Dumped in off of Matt from beyond the blue line. He's looking for it in his skates. Puts this to the wall. Max has it there. It's taken away. Sent back into the corner. Matt circles the net. Takes a look. Sends it ahead. Hits Brecken in stride. Brecken with a head of steam. Stick check there. Taken away. Gray's going to dump it into the zone. Brecken gets it back. Brecken down. Past one. He's in alone. Shot. Oh, good save from the goaltender there. Got a stick on it. Prairie Center starts back out again. That's poked away by Griffin. Griffin takes it away along the half wall. He's getting help from Gray. Puck still pinned to the wall. Gray now from the top of the circle. Fires, kick save. Rebound hits the post from Brecken. Brecken now has it. Gray steps up. He shoots from the top of the circle. That goes right into the belly. Goaltender hangs on. Good flurry of activity there from the Rails. 1:45 left in the first period, and we're going to get an offensive zone draw. All right, we got Declan, Bria, and Tony on the draw. It's one back by Declan. Shot goes wide. Miles at the far point. Sidesteps a player there. Other players jump up and clear the zone. Garrett dumps this one in. Tony has possession. Puts this one in on net. That'll be saved. Covered up. We'll get another draw. Still a minute 25 left in the first. Draw one back by Declan again. Garrett has it. Shot gets blocked. The zone gets cleared. Miles steps ahead, sidesteps one. Into Bria's skates. She'll take the puck. Tries to go rink wide to Tony. Doesn't quite connect. Poke checked by Bria. Back up to Tony. He shoots. Rebound. Scores. Tony from Bria and Miles will be my call. We've got 1:03 left in the first. Rails extend the lead to 4. 9 from 24 and 15. We'll do a line change here. And another neutral zone draw. Prairie Center wins the opening draw here. But it's taken away. It looks like we're off sides as we enter the zone. Prairie Center wins this draw as well. Puck is in the zone. Will putting them forecheck on. Forces the play in behind the net. Rim around. Goes to Ruxin at the half wall. Clears past him. Gray steps up to hold the zone. Will now has it. Steps down into the slot. Taken down from behind. Prairie Center takes the puck away, and they're out of zone. Brecken with a nifty little back pressure there takes the puck away. He'll circle up neutral ice and start back in. 3-on-2 as they cross the line. Down into the slot. Puck still bouncing around. It's in Brecken's feet. He kicks this over. And that deflects into the net. Ruxin from Brecken, I believe. Off the deflection, off the defenseman. And that's a 5-goal lead for the Rails. 17.9 left in the first. Brecken wins the draw over to Will. He's knocked down on the play. Puck squirts through the crease. I don't believe that was a shot on net. Jace finds it. We'll give him a save. Defensive zone draw here for Brecken. Prairie Center wins this one. Tries to center. Brecken's going to try to clear to the point. Not out. And that ends the first period. We'll take a brief break. We'll come back shortly. After one, Rails lead 5-0. "15 minutes back on the clock, set to start the second period. We got a Declan between Griffin and Max. Miles and Garrett at the points. It's chipped ahead. Prairie Center dumps it into the zone. Goes around behind. Garrett will be the first one on it on the half wall there. He starts out. Hands to Declan as they get out of the zone. Puck poked off his stick. Griffin now has. He waits for Declan to get back on sides. Takes a look. Ahead to Max. That gets past him into the zone. Clearing attempt deflected. Declan hands to Garrett. Garrett fires off a body. And Prairie Center starts back out. We'll dump this all the way down. This will go for icing. Just 52 seconds into the second period, and we'll get an offensive zone draw for the Rails. Draw one by Prairie Center. Able to clear the zone. This comes down in on net. Chase saves and plays it to the side. Gray up to Ruxin, tips to Brecken. Now Gray picks it up. Shot from Gray, bounces off the goaltender and in. That'll be Gray's goal from, I believe, Brecken and Rux.
Let's go.
And with that, the Rails extend their lead to 6, just a minute 18 into the second period. Prairie Center wins this draw. Matt steps up into one, gives it to Will, who dump it into the zone. Ruxin forechecks into the far corner there, tries to chip it around the defenseman, unsuccessfully. Will helps out. Centered. Brecken from the slot. That's blocked off a shin pad. Gray with it now, chips it down the wall. Ruxin tries to center again. Prairie Center turns the corner, and they're going to start back out. Down the near side wall. Matt leans on the guy, takes the puck away. Centered. We got a guy out front. Puck bounces off the stick, still loose. Chipped away by Brecken. Will hands it over to Rux. Rux sends it back, nobody there. Matt steps up into it. Matt turns the corner now. He's bumped off the puck. Still has it in the corner, still battling for it there. He'll send it back to the point. Gray steps up into it. He fires a shot. That gets deflected wide. Will battling for it along the wall. Brecken and Matt unable to hold. Matt retreats. Stretch pass. Hits Rux. They're into the zone. 2-on-2. Rux dumps this down into the behind the net. He'll be the first one back on it. Around the corner. Miles calling for it. Rux keeps. Puck tipped off his stick. Held in at the point by Garrett. Garrett sends it down. Brecken with a shot off the goal. Kick save. Clearing attempt. Does get out, but Miles takes this right back into the zone. He's got Bria streaking on the other side. Miles fires right into the chest. Clearing attempt. Held in at the point by Garrett. Garrett puts this one on net. Puck still bouncing around. Second one goes off the goaltend, off the post. Puck still in the crease. It's cleared. Miles steps up into the slot. Shoots. That's a save. Puck finally does get covered. Flurry of activity. 11:44 left in the second period. The Rails unable to solve the goalie one more time on that shift. Draw one by Declan. Immediate shot from Bria on net. Prairie Center wins this draw. They're able to clear the zone. They start down. Poke check from Miles at the blue line. Knocks the puck away. Now Garrett with possession. He overskated though. Chips it around one up the wall. Griffin now has it. He'll get this out of the zone. Comes back in off sides. With that whistle, get a neutral zone draw. Brecken wins this draw back to Matt. He tries to send Max. That was too far for everybody. Icing going to be the indication on that. Brecken wins this back to Matt. Matt circles the net. Off a skate. Does get to Griffin, though, and they're out of the zone. Brecken picks this up and neutralized. In on sides, down into the circle. Still battling for it there. Does push one on net. Rebound attempt. Skitters wide. Max out front. Griffin tries to shoot. He hits a body. Matt jumps up from the point. He shoves this one towards the net. I believe Brecken tipped that one in on net. Goaltender held on. 10:41 left in the second period. Score still 6-0. Declan on the draw back to Will. Will tips to Matt. Matt with a one-timer. Gets off a boot into the far corner. Prairie center trying to clear. Ray stepped up but couldn't hold the zone. Matt takes a look. He goes rink wide. Off the boards to Will. Up to Declan. He bounces into somebody. Rux runs into a guy in the slot as he tips the puck on net. I don't know that was a shot on net, but it was a good play from the goaltender to come out and smother it. Declan wins the one over to Will. Miles at the point with it. He fires. That's tipped by Ruxin off the goaltender. Prairie center clears the zone. Got 1-on-3 as they enter. Good pressure there from Miles. Forces the puck into the corner. Around behind. Garrett will pick it up. Garrett takes a look as he exits the zone. He'll choose to keep it. Down inside the offensive zone. Down to the corner. Up front. Off the goaltender. No shot, but the play is smothered. Brecken was this one. Miles with a shot. That's tipped up into the netting and it's gone. Up into the netting and it's gone. Brecken on the dot again. He's got Tony and Bria on the wings. Brecken wins this one over to the far side. The Prairie center has possession. Puck back into the slot. Tony couldn't quite get one on net. Bria battling for it there. Miles at the point now. Steps up. He fires this one wide. Garrett jumps up from the point. He hits up the wall. Picks it up on the half wall. Fires that one into the near side corner. Miles gets it again. He'll survey. Steps down the wall. Bottom of the circle. Shot off the goaltender. Rebound. Puck still loose. Bouncing around. Bria tries to center from the circle, from the corner, fanned on it, and Prairie center starts back out. They reach center ice, dump it in. Miles will pick this up behind the net. Stops, reverses. He's got two players on him. Bumped off the puck there. Miles gets the puck back. Stripped off the puck. Up the wall. Bria able to tip it past the defender. She picks it up. She just shoves it into the zone. Clearing attempt. Does get out of the zone. Miles with it. Unable to toe drag past the forechecker. But taken away at the blue line. Prairie center dumps this all the way down, icing the call. We've got 8:16 left in the second period. Score still 6-0. Declan had possession initially. Prairie center now has it. They're going to exit the zone. step up there from Gray, disrupts. A couple of Proctor players collide. Puck sent back out. Gray back to recover. Chops this off the glass. Griffin now with it. Gray knocked down behind the play. Declan into the zone. He's got Max on the near side. Off of Max's stick. He'll push this into the corner. Declan with him there. Max and Declan battling for it. Gets sent back up the wall. Matt had vacated looking for an open spot. He recovers. Circles at his own blue line. Up to Gray. Gray starts ahead. Down into the circle. Meets two players taken down there. Nope. And the delayed call. Looks like Prairie Center is going to be called for hooking. Minor penalty to Prairie Center. Number 15, I believe. So number 15, Prairie Center. 7:21 left in the second period. Rails on their first power play of the game. Brecken wins the draw. Miles back to Brecken. Miles lost possession at the blue line. They're going to have to reset and neutral ice. Brecken gets it from Miles. They're into the zone. Down to the circle. He'll shoot from the slot. Blocked. Miles tries to go side to side to Gray. Gray curls. Rails are back on side. Down into the circle. Puck's taken away there. Clearing attempt. Off the glass and out. That's not going to make it for icing. Miles forced to play it. He clears it. Off of the Prairie Center player. Brecken picks that up. He's got Will with him. Fires that one off the post. Will with the rebound. Scores! Will finds it from Brecken. And we've got a power play goal for the Rails. Sends the lead to 7. 6:33 left in the second. Brecken wins this one over to Bria. She hands it off to Tony. Sorry, that was Declan. Tony battling for it in the corner. Prairie Center picks this up behind their own net. We'll start out with a head of steam. Poke check at the blue line, takes it away. Declan waits for Tony to get on sides, and he's back in. Side steps down into the circle, bottom of the circle, shot off the goaltender. Puck squirts to the corner. Prairie Center starts out. 2-on-2 as they cross the blue line. Over to the far side circle. Puck forced to the corner. Around behind, Miles hustles over to pick it up. Miles through neutral ice. Tries the toe drag. Loses possession. Garrett picks this up in neutral ice. He's got to wait for Miles to get back on sides. He pushes this to the far wall. Tony sends it back to the middle. Prairie Center takes it away. Now Declan has it. Declan curls, takes a look. Up to Bria. Bria just shoves this into the zone on. That's on net. Prairie Center picks up the loose puck. Tony takes it away with a good back check pressure. Prairie Center out of the zone with a head of steam. Down the middle here. Disrupted. Shot gets pushed wide of the net. Tony picks it up in behind. Puck's taken away from him. Garrett battling up the wall. Gets help from Declan, and the Rails will start back out. Declan shoves it ahead to Tony. It's taken away at neutral ice. Declan with a good body there. Takes the puck away. He's got possession. On sides with Bria. They're going to call that play offsides. We'll get a neutral zone draw. Prairie Center wins that draw. Picked up by Max. He's into the zone. Puck to the far wall where Brecken picks it up. Brecken tries to center off a couple of sticks. Puck loose. Gray steps up, fans on a one-timer. Griff has it now. He keeps it into the zone, pushes it down to where Brecken has it. Brecken pushes this towards the net, and that sent back out. Gray from the top of the circle wings the shot off the post. Max battling for it along the half wall. Matt does help keep in. Max with it back. Down into the circle. Puck taken away there. Max takes it back. Max from the circle. Cleared. Matt has it in the circle. Now down in the slot. Sidesteps. Shoves one in behind. Pressure there from Brecken. Puts it into the slot. Into the crease. Shot. That's saved. Rebound also saved. Clearing attempt off the wall. Gray will hold the zone there. Back down to the slot. One-time shot from the low slot. And a glove save. The beauty of the glove save on that one-timer by the Prairie Center goaltender. Point blank from Brecken. Brecken on the draw here. Prairie Center possession off the draw. Garrett holds the point though. Puck's cleared. Declan comes back to play it. He goes link wide to Garrett. Garrett up to Rux. Rux into the zone. Will streaks towards the net. Centering attempt through the crease. Will couldn't quite get there in time. Clearing attempt held him by Miles. He tries a slap shot. Declan gets it. Hands it to Will in the slot. Will off a skate. Back to the point. Skips by Miles. Garrett's going to hustle back to pick this up on his own end. Garrett from behind the net. Starts out, has possession out of the zone. 3-on-2 as they cross the line with the trailer. Down into the circle, puck taken away. They go down in a heap in behind. Will and Declan now battling for it. They shove it back in behind the net. Puck does clear. Garrett with possession, spins, hands to Rux, stripped off his stick. Garrett chips it ahead. Ruxin will pick this one back up again. Taken away once more. Miles, backhander over to Will near side. Will goes into the zone. Head up, tries to center. Doesn't quite make it to Declan. Clearing attempt. Miles holds it into the point, right to Will. Will down into the slot. Backhander to Declan. Just missed the net. Miles steps up, unable to hold, and Prairie Center's out. Knocked away just inside the line. Garrett with it now. Battling, still battling for it. Prairie Center down into the slot, taken away by Miles before they can get a shot off. Garrett circles. Still has possession in the corner. He'll rim around near side. Miles picks it up on the half wall. Sidesteps a player there. Up ahead. He's got Ruxin. Ruxin down into the far side circle. He stops, loses a player. From the dot, fires a shot off the blocker. Good back pressure there from Declan. Steals the puck, but then he's stripped. Another one. Centers it back to Ruxin in the slot. Rux still has it. Backhands it. Taken away. Rhea has it now. She'll dump it into the zone. Tony with good forecheck there. Takes the puck away in the corner. Still battling for it. Rhea takes this one away at the blue line. She fires it back down in. Dumped all the way down. That's going to be icing. 22.5 seconds left in the second period. Rails ahead by 7. We'll get an offensive zone draw here. Brecken off the half wall. Shot scored. Brecken unassisted from the corner. Walked off the wall. And put that top corner over the goalie's shoulder.
Right. But that makes it even worse.
Brecken wins this one, keeps it himself. Matt holds the zone. He's down into the corner with it. Sends it out front, bounces off a few bodies, and that'll end the period. After 2, Rails lead by 8. Brief timeout here, and we'll come back in about a minute. Back to start the third period. We're going to have Declan centering Max and Griffin. Garrett and Tony at the points. Declan wins this draw. Garrett down into the zone. Sent back up. Garrett has it. He'll fire this one. That goes wide. Griffin and Tony meet at the half wall there, holding the puck in, and it's cleared up by Prairie Center. Declan takes his man down as they enter the zone, and with that call, he's going to be called for a hook. So just 28 seconds left, or 28 seconds into the third period. So Prairie Center will go on the power play. The Rails forced to take a defensive zone draw down a man. Max on the dot. Prairie Center dumps this into the corner. Tony has it there. He'll rim it around. All the way to the point. It's held in, dumped back to the corner. Garrett with it now, forces it to the far side. Griffin has it, puts it up. It's held in at the point though. Tony chips it ahead. This is centered. Prairie Center down into the slot. Blocked by Griffin. Garrett able to dump it down. Icing the call. 13:44 running time. Which means the penalty keeps ticking off for us as well. Like 6 years ago? Prairie Center wins the draw. The shot was blocked. Up to the points. Shot attempt. Up off of Miles. I think Miles has switched to forward for the third period. That went off of Miles' shin and hit the ceiling. If I could record blocked shots in the app, I would. Although that might be too much to do. Penalty kill officially over. We are in running time. Brecken wins this one over to Matt. He picks it up on the half wall, is able to get it out of the zone. Prairie center dumps it back in, but they were offsides. Brecken wins this draw back to Gray. Down into the zone, Miles with it. Poke checked away from him. Puck does get out. Matt collects. Circles in the neutral zone. Does just get over a stick where Bria picks it up. She'll shove this one into the zone. That goes into the near side corner. Miles with a good forecheck. First one to it in the corner. Sends it back to the point. Gray has it now. Gray tries to go D to D to Matt. It's taken away. Offsides as they enter. Too many moves. 11:31 and counting left in the third. Rails still ahead by 8. Declan wins the draw over to Will. Offsides as they cross the line. Declan wins this one back to Garrett. Garrett pushes the puck into the zone. That may have been offsides, no call. Will battling for it in behind. Puck squirts out front. Declan with it now. Point blank shot off the mask. Ends up and over. Prairie center. Up ahead. Ruxin knocks the clearing attempt down. Backhanded up to Declan. Puck comes all the way up the wall. And that's going to go the length of the ice for icing. Brecken wins this one back to Matt. Matt from the point, fires a low one, bounces around. Brecken on a shot, that kicks kicked aside. Puck comes to the near side corner, held in temporarily by Gray. Matt covers up, circles at his own blue line. Pass ahead, just too far for Max. Prairie center sends it back out again. Matt at center ice takes a look. He'll go D to D to Gray. Gray takes a look. Dumps it past Griffin into the zone. Prairie center clears this one the length of the ice. Deflection, no icing going to be called. Matt stops, reverses back the other way. Fans on a clearing attempt, sends up ahead. It's held in at the point. Matt still battling for it along the wall. Up to Max. Max can't quite clear. Prairie center down into the slot. Runs into Matt. Puck taken away by Gray. Gray chips it ahead. Max skates into it here. He's into across the blue line. 4-on-2 as they cross. Down into the slot. His shot saved. Popped loose. Prairie center in behind their own net. Clears it around the wall. Max takes it there. Has it. Battling down into the corner. Max comes away with it. Around behind. Loses possession around the corner. Clearing attempt fanned on though, and Max will send it right back into the corner. Max still digging. Puck sent around the near side. Gray hustles over. He's able to hold it on the half wall. Brecken now down into the corner. He looks to center it. That goes off the goaltender. Prairie Center picks it up. They're going to fire this all the way down. And that does miss the net. Jace with the smart play covers the point and lets it go by for an icing. 7:40 and counting left in the third period. Icing called against Prairie Center. We'll get an offensive zone draw for the Rails. Declan on the offensive zone draw. One back to Tony. Tony fires this one at the net, goes off a skate. Puck's bouncing around. That shot attempt from Tony goes wide. Miles tries to push it out front. He gets it back behind the net, takes a look. Curls into the corner. Bumped off the puck there. Clearing attempt held in by Tony. Tony fires one. That's a kick save from the goaltender. Miles up front. Declan shot. Just missed. Goes off the goalie's pad and just wide. Tony now puts another one in towards the slot. That goes deflected into the corner. Bria poke checks this one in behind the net. Prairie Center starts out. Had a seed through neutral ice. Slap shot from outside the blue line. Saved by Jace off the chest. Garrett starts out from behind the net. Hands it off to Declan. Declan to neutral ice. Almost hits Miles in stride. He'll pick it up off the half wall. Stopped. Steps down to the bottom of the circle. Declan now with it. Declan and Miles battling for it in the corner. Declan walks away with it behind the net. To the circle, to the corner. Sends it back out to the slot. Tony hustles older, hold the point. Shot from the top of the circle. That goes off the goaltender. Declan sends it back around to the other side corner. Prairie Center sends it up. Held in at the point by Tony. He'll send this one back down in behind. Declan with it. Tries to center. Deflected. Garrett holds it at the half wall. Stops. Into the bottom of the circle. Unable to shoot. Stick lifted. Puck still bouncing around in the slot. Miles now has it. He's battling for it there. Prairie Center finally takes it away. They're able to clear the zone. Garrett regroups in his own end. Puts it ahead. Miles into the zone. Shot from the circle. Wired wide. Centering attempt from Bria. And Prairie Center is going to start back out again. They lose possession. Garrett sends it ahead. Taken away by Prairie Center. Garrett battling for it in the neutral zone. Down into their own end. Garrett sends it back out again. Miles carries this one down the wall. Down into the circles. Fires short side over the net. Bria from the corner tries to center. Doesn't quite make it. She'll poke it back to Matt. Matt protects the puck back down into the corner. Puck does get cleared. Declan circles. She'll go rink wide to Gray. Gray surveys and starts into the zone. Stripped off his stick, but Declan covers up. He goes back to Miles. Miles had just vacated. Not able to take that puck away. He lost an edge, and he starts back out. Matt goes rink wide, misses Gray from behind, but Gray will step into it. The two defensemen on the ice, the only two forecheckers at the moment. The forward line had a long shift. Gray takes this one away on the half wall. Still battling for it there. They're tangled up. I'm going to see who gets called for the penalties. I'm going to have coincidental minors here for roughing to Gray for the Rails and number 3 for Prairie Center. I believe they'll be skating skate 5-on-5. We've got 3:33 apparently stop time at the moment. No, don't put them on the clock. Okay, so we're going to clarify here. Just play. Brecken back to Miles. He wires a shot. That's held on to. Brecken wins the draw. Miles with the shot on net from the point. Draw one by Prairie Center. Down into the corner. Held in at the point by Miles. Sidesteps a couple players, forces it into the corner. Will cover up for him at the point. Will not quite able to hold his own. Brecken takes a look. He tries to hit Ruxin. That missed too far, icing the invitation, and that will be the call. So with 2:37 and counting left, we've got a defensive zone draw for the Rails on that icing call. Brecken wins this back to Matt. Too hot to handle. Matt now has it. He'll send it around the wall. Rux on the half wall. Sends this up to Will. Will drop pass to Brecken under contention, but he does get it into the zone. Chipped up ahead. Matt does hold the point. He'll chip this back down into the corner. Will battling for it there. Brecken has it on the half wall now. Circles, takes a look. Down to Will behind the net. He tries to send it out front. Brecken fans on the shot. Clearing attempts. Gets to the half wall. Matt has it there. Will now has it on the half wall. Got a minute and a half left in the game. Right into the slot for Brecken, and he scores. Brecken from Will and Matt extends the lead to 9. Minute 17 left in the game. Coincidental minor penalties have expired. Players return to the bench. Declan wins that draw. Miles down into the zone. Tries to chip one in. Ends up wide of the net. Gray not quite able to hold the point. Still battling for it on neutral ice. Does get it ahead. Shoved into the zone now. Gray goes down in a heat. With 2 Prairie Center players. And Max takes the puck away behind the net. He's got possession now. Gray's going to go back to the box for a slash. 17 seconds left. That'll probably end the game before we can even get a draw. And that will end the game for the Rails. Come away 4-0 on the weekend, win the championship of the Sauk Rapids B tournament. Jace records the shutout. Next game is Friday morning at 10 a.m. We'll be back at home, I believe. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.